Hey everyone, I'm Nathan, and oh boy, do I love Tears of the Kingdom. It's such a fun video game. One thing that you need to know about me is that I'm a complete and utter baby when it comes to video game. When I played Mario as a child, I would literally panic at the idea of him falling down. Like, I don't like getting hurt in real life or in virtual spaces. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Come along with me as I make fan art of mine and your favorite Tears of the Kingdom characters. As I said previously, I don't like combat in video games, which is why it's so surprising that I really like Tears of the Kingdom, because it's sort of the first open world video game that has held my hand and shown me how the controls works. Like, for the entirety of Breath of the Wild, I never learned how to dodge, how to rapid attack, how to bounce around. I didn't know how to fight with a sword. I pretty much handled every single encounter with a bow and arrow, or I would run away. I just mainly like collecting fireflies in the game. But in Tears of the Kingdom, and I guess I should say minor spoilers, I haven't finished the game yet, but I will just be talking about certain aspects of the game, so if you don't want to be spoiled, proceed with caution, but nothing should be too spoilery. But yeah, I just really wanted to draw Link with all of his little friends, the sages that you meet along the game. I play a lot of Dungeons & Dragons, and this video game has the most D&D feeling I have ever felt playing a video game. I know that there's sort of just these ghosts that go around with you, but when I'm playing, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like I've made these real friends, I've helped them out, and they're coming along with me as my adventuring party. And so I like to pretend like they're really with me, and we're having all these cute conversations as we're looking for Zelda and trying to defeat all of the evils. I do not know truly how this game is going to end, but I wanted to make fan art of my ideal ending. So you can see I'm using this red pen to sort of do a drawing of Link with all of the sages having a picnic, and I wanted to include Zelda there because I like to imagine that she's safe and we rescued her somehow and everything's gonna be okay. And they're just all around the outskirts stable. I think this is the outskirts stable. But yeah, I just wanted to have them all around, and they're still exploring and maybe experimenting with the Zonai technology and just being friends and adventuring throughout Hyrule. And if I'm going to be completely transparent, I just really wanted to draw Riju. Her, storyline in this game is my favorite. I was completely obsessed with it. It was so different from the first game, and I just love that, her getting a haircut and Zelda getting a haircut made them both feel so grown up. Seeing the time differences between Breath of the Wild and now, some people are speculating it's been about 8 years. It just feels so nice to finally see what our actions as the hero have changed the world around us. It was just really cool, and Riju is really come into her own as this Gerudo queen, and I just think she's so amazing. I love her design. It's my absolute favorite. And I'm just really fascinated with her friendship with Zelda, because they're both these queens where a lot of, I don't think the Gorons have gender, but I just love the idea of them both being queens of their respected regions. It just makes my little heart feel very happy to think about them in that way, and how they confide each other, and maybe them discussing about how they rule and what problems are going on in their kingdoms. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you already know that I love Legend of Zelda, specifically Breath of the Wild. I really do adore that game. In fact, in my 4 genres video, that was really the conception of Belle and Ari, was what if Beetle was the main character in Breath of the Wild and he just happened to find the Master Sword. And there's a lot of Gerudo Town isms when it comes to my development of Ari as a character. So I've always loved the Gerudo and just that concept of, oh, this one boy is born and we all know he's evil. And it's but what if he wasn't evil? And what if he worked really hard to not be? That's sort of the entire nexus point, the originating thought experiment that led to me creating those characters. Oh my goodness, I'm doing the inking now, and it's so cute. I love using the Zonai device portable food pot, and it does kind of suck that it only has one use, but this is my world, and in my world, it's just something you take out and you use it to cook dinner for all of your buddies. I think Tulin looks so good too. He was my favorite to draw with his little big old bird eyes. I adore him. I think he's definitely my second favorite. I love how he shoots bows and arrows. Like, he's an excellent sniper. Having that wind boost has saved me a lot of times when playing. And I don't know, I love all of the special abilities that everyone gives you, specifically just because of like my playstyle. I am very timid, and so like this game has really taught me to sort of be ruthless. Like whenever I would play in Breath of the Wild and I would shoot my bow and arrow, I would shoot one and then I would take like a long time like reloading my arrow for the next one and then carefully aiming it. But going through the Temple of Air and then also going through the Temple of, I think Sand, was that it? Or Lightning? The one that Riju's temple is the temple of. It really taught me like, no, you have to like just rapidly press those buttons back and forth to like really send a volley of arrows. So this game has made me very ruthless, and I'm really big into like role playing when I'm playing a video game or when I'm playing D&D. So I'm constantly thinking about the game from Link's point of view. And so it's like Link is very kind of scared because he's always, you know, Breath of the Wild wasn't that intense, but now he's like, I have to really not hold back any punches and fight extra hard to save the girl that I love. Yeah, this game also just made me really ship Link and Zelda. I've never really got that before, which sounds weird because it's like the biggest ship, but I didn't understand their dynamic. I always kind of shipped Link with Ganon, but then, I don't know, because I liked my little fan fiction world of actually Ganon was born and he's a soft sweetheart and he's really kind and loving. But after playing this game, I was like, oh no, that man is evil and I hate him and he's mean to me. So that really like killed my love of the ship as I like previously saw it. Cause like I never played Ocarina of Time, but my brother did. So I just would kind of come in for a second and like watch him play. Same with like other Zelda franchise games. And so I pretty much only understood the characters from like a fandom perspective. And I don't know, Link is so androgynous and he does feel very queer. And Zelda does too sometimes as well. Like they almost feel like each other's androgynous other halves. It's a very interesting time playing, but I really just like going around as Link. I'm so happy that you guys all see the inking is done. I think they came out so clean and so nice. And when I first did this video, I just really wanted to make fan art, so I was just going to stop at Link, Zelda, and the Sages. That was going to be it. But then there was a series of unfortunate events that kept the video from coming out. And I was like, I'm going to postpone this a week. And I don't know. I thought I would spice it up by asking my Patreon what characters they would want to see in a video. So the you in this video title that I talked about refers to my Patreon members. If you want to join my Patreon to support the channel so I can keep making videos consistently, the link is in the description down below. It's only $2 to get in, and for $4, you can have your name in the end credits, and there are a bunch of other perks too. But yeah, I asked my Patreon members what characters they would like to see, and I was really like happy with who they recommended, because some of them were like, oh, I really love Benny the Explorer, who's sort of like a deep cut, and you might not even run into her on your playthrough if you don't really explore the ruins and stuff like that. So that was just really fun to be like, oh no, I had seen Benny and I'd known of her, and it's so fun that it's like being able to provide that niche kind of fan art of a favorite character was really cool. And then other people were like, you should definitely draw Tauro. I think that's how his name's pronounced. And I was like, I feel so seen. He's just the big buff explorer Zonai guy. So that was really fun to do. Yeah, I just really liked kind of showing the more obscure minor characters in the fray. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer until I start drawing them. This was a whole completed image before I added all those other characters in the background. So right now I'm still working on coloring and refining the background art so that depth of field is there and all the colors are right. And then I actually start coloring all of the heroes and getting them precise as well. And I mess up a little bit and I do a little bit of coloring on the wrong layer, but I didn't panic. I just, you won't even be able to tell in the video, but it hurt my heart a little bit that my line art was compromised. I am ultimately glad that I ended up adding more characters in, because all of the characters that you see now are sort of in this perfect line, and adding those levels I think helped the composition overall. Of the characters that I add, my Patreon members were like, oh, you need to add Korok, my little baby. His backpack is too heavy. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, definitely. I got Slurjo and his sibling wanted to be added as well. I already mentioned Benny, the Geoglyph adventurer. She was really cool. And then somebody was like Taro, Hetsu, and Pura. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone. Oh, and then Cece as well. She was really fun to add. There's a whole like mayoral election subplot in Tears of the Kingdom. That's just delightful. I think that's the biggest, most rewarding thing, is seeing how different everything was. When I was playing, my first instinct as a player was, okay, last time thinking as Link, I was like, I woke up and everything was awful. The first thing I did was find Pura. Like, that was what I needed to do. So I went immediately to try to get to the Sheikah village, Kakariko, I think it is. And so I was like, I have to get to this little village and I have to find Pura because she's super wise and she'll tell me what to do. And while I was like driving my horse, riding my horse there, because I'm still kind of squeamish around building vehicles, it freaks me out. So I'm like, I will keep with my horse. I was just riding to the village to try to get to her, and I saw like one of her men, like her helpers along the way, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And he was like, oh my gosh, Pura is not in the town. The town's under new leadership. Like, you'll find her here on your map. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I hadn't rode my horse by you, I never would have found her. So then I went to that part of the map. So I really liked how I entered the story that way. It was really fun. And all of my friends who are playing, they all approach the story so differently. Like, you can get totally different cutscenes in different orders, and it changes your perspective of how the story is unfolding, like based on what order you like unveil all the secrets the game has to offer. I just think it's so interesting. I'm really like blown away by the game design. It's like truly so remarkable. One of my goals this year is to actually start streaming, and I still don't know if I want to do art streams or if I want to do like something Dungeons and Dragons related, because that's something I'm very passionate about. It just doesn't come across a lot in my newer videos, or if I want to stream video games, but I would definitely love to stream Tears of the Kingdom or like pixel art indie games. I also do enjoy those quite a bit as well. And now you can see I am adding all of these beautiful red lines for those characters I mentioned earlier by my Patreon. Here are your favorite Legend of Zelda characters. Yeah, it was really fun. I like, you can already see those levels being added and adding more depth of field. I started with Benny because, like I said before, I just loved that she was such a minor character that was still someone's favorite, you know, that every time she popped up, it was like a fun and a rewarding piece of like canon and connectiveness in the world for the player to experience. Ooh, I do jump around a little bit. I get my Beetle done pretty quickly, and then I add Hestu, our favorite Maraca playing fairy. I still haven't been to the Korok Forest yet. That's something I need to do in the game. I still have so many areas to be uncovered. I've already like gotten all of the sages, so I've done all of those temples, but now I'm like, I need to start exploring all these other areas. Like, there's this whole part of the island that I think has been taken over by pirates, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to liberate those people. Where have they been sleeping this whole time? Link has so much to do. Honestly, he needs a break. Also, this is like a funny time to mention this, but the outfit Link is wearing is like, I enjoy dressing Link in outfits that I would wear. So this is like a very go-to kind of like Nathan silhouette, which is like a big t-shirt and long sleeves and then booty shorts and sandals. Like, that's kind of how I dress on the regular. So I always like putting Link in those in just very cute outfits. I don't like, I don't know, seeing him dressed unfashionably. Cece would not approve, and neither would Nathan. I've got pretty much all the inking for the new characters done, so now I'm just like adding this white to like fill them in so I can start coloring, you might notice that the background kind of blinks in and out. I had to like hide a lot of layers from view because I draw in Procreate, and when I had all of these layers, like especially adjustment layers open, it can make drawing really clunky and slow. So just by hiding all of those adjustment layers, it made the drawing speed go back to normal. I don't think you can actually tell any of that in the footage, but while I was doing it, it was very apparent. So that's why sometimes you see the glorious finished fully rendered background, and then other times you just see a little bit of underpainting. I'm doing the coloring for everyone now. You can tell that I had some problems with Taro's proportions. I ended up making him taller because the image is difficult because it's like how close is he behind Link and how far away is he? So I ended up just making him a little bigger. I felt like that was fine. I mean, he has a lot to see. Speaking of like Hoochie Daddy shorts, I made his shorts really short as well. He's such a cutie pie. I really love this game. I'm really excited too, like in the comments down below, to hear what everyone else's favorite Tears of the Kingdom like experience has been. Whether like you own the game and you're like, oh, this is how something cool happened for me, or like, oh, I don't own the game, but like I've been really enjoying watching these kinds of videos on it. I'd just love to hear all that stuff in the comments down below. And now we're really like coming close to the end of the video. Like I'm just about to add shadows on everyone just so they're less flat, and then I'm gonna bring that background color back up so that I can kind of color match everyone and get that like blue haze atmosphere sort of over all of the people very far away. I'm just really thankful for this game. It's been such a nice like retreat and rest, almost like really nice nurturing comfort food. I really appreciate being able to play it and just have an escape from all of those, troubles of life. And with that, this is the finished image. I love how it turned out. If you guys enjoyed seeing this, please tell me if you want to see more Tears of the Kingdom content. Like, what kind of art around the game would you be interested in seeing? Do you have any fun art challenges that I could do with the video game? I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments. Tell me your favorite character either from the game or that I drew for you here. Just tell me all your headcanons. Have a free-for-all. Let's have a good time. If you enjoyed the video as well, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow the link in the description to my Patreon, where for just $4, you can have your name in the end credits. And speaking of end credits, here they are now. Special thanks to Anna SB, Axilius the Great, Blurryface EXE, Blue Uwu, K Clark, Christopher, Crystal NM, Dabadudu, Dax Quinn, MOE, Fro, Game of Catan on IG, Grey Gay Mothman, Gay Jairus, Haru the Moo, J Johar, JD Boy 2000, Lucky Paradox, Melon, Mild Mothman, Native Runner, Orion Amastasia, Pinecone, Poopy Tom, Prance, Redward, Rin, Scorching Ray, Sir Camelot, Smalls the Sax Jammer, Shenanigans, Thumper Daytime, Tortilla Chip, Tony, Tarthalinor, Tuesdays Anyways, Tad the Turtle, Tundra Katie Bean, and Tuppence Pies. My name is Nathan. I upload a new video every weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye!